All right, so this is a battle report between the Ogre Khans and the Infernal Dwarves. It's 2,500 points. It's another Tuesday, so I was down at the, not the local shop, but the shop that's about an hour away from my house. And so I wanted to get a game in, and Infernal Dwarves stepped up. This is the battle after I lost with my Dark God's army. And it's been a while since I've played against the Infernal Dwarves. Well, I've never played against the Infernal Dwarves. This is the first time actually, but I have played against the army that it used to be many times. And here's the deployment, first turn deployment. Now my opponent decides to set up his army like so, like a castle. I usually set up in the middle of the field because I can maneuver either right to left very easily, and I just have to counter my flanks. And over here, this is how he deployed. It's pretty much a castle in the corner, which, you know, that's what dwarves do. They castle in the corner. But this dwarf army is pretty good at shooting, and also pretty good at close combat. So I wouldn't necessarily castle every single time as a dwarf player of this nature. He does have quite a bit of shooting. Every unit has some type of gun. And so, but the only problem is that the guns that they do have, they're 18-inch range. My guns are 24-inch range, and so it's quite easy for me to get in range and shoot without any reprisal. So I'm not too afraid of his guns. In fact, I hope he relies on his guns. And over here, I deployed my Thunder Tusk to guard the flank on the right, the far right, and the Saber Tusk is on the other side of the building, Saber Tusk unit. The plan with this is to, if I do charge, to combo charge any unit that's in their way. And hopefully I can do enough combat resolution to break them, or make them make a leadership test and then break them. And I really hope that he relies on his high leadership, individual unit leadership, instead of relying on his general's leadership and letting that unit get away from his general. But anyway, he has a very large unit. These guns shoot like a template the size of the unit. And if it's hitting one creature, then it's only going to hit once. But if it hits like a unit of 100 guys, let's say 100 guys are there, then it's going to hit 100 guys. So it's kind of weird. And then the other units have weapons that fire pretty much like everybody else fires. Has 18 inches, strength 4 weapons, and I think they're flaming as well. And in the center there, that big conglomerate of different colors there, that's a unit of something like Slayers, but they're dark for the Infernal Dwarves. So pretty much they're strength 5, they're stubborn, their leadership is decently high, and then right next to the general, so they're going to be leadership 10, rerollable. Yeah, and if I can get the Thunder Tusk to hit that unit on the far right, and also the Saber Tusk, I might be able to break that unit. They're not that good in close combat, and they're pretty much strength 4, so I'm not really worried about them. This unit in the middle, I think they're called Immortals, if I'm not mistaken. No, Infernal. No, they're Immortals. I think they're more like Slayers, and so I really don't want to deal with them at their full strength with my unit being so small. And I definitely don't want them to have any backup. So I decided to shoot at the far left units instead of farthest away from the general to break them with shooting. And so it worked. They broke, and I think they actually, they broke. I was able to make a charge, but I wasn't able to make a charge with the Saber Tusk and the Thunder Tusk. Boo-hoo. In his turn, he doesn't really move that much further forward. I think he's pausing up because he wants all of his units to come to bear. And in this close combat, move back up. His turn hasn't started yet. In this close combat, I did okay The other tusk didn't do as many wounds I thought it was going to do, and it very much helped with the other guy that made it in. Thunder Tusk ended up taking, I think it was 3 wounds in the exposed combat. I think I did kill a couple of guys back in the back in this close combat. So pretty much now I know that that unit on the left is going to probably charge in to help these guys out, and they should destroy the Thunder Tusk. There were 3 wounds there. But I'm starting to, this army is starting to grow on me, because right now the Wars of the Dark Gods, there are too many you must do's in it, and pretty much every other army has gotten rid of their must do's, so they need to work on that. But anyway, in this close combat, and this is his turn, he decides to go ahead and charge in, just like I thought he would. I don't know, who knows? He might get lucky and he might win. These things happen. But yep. There's another look here. And yeah, I was able to kill off a couple of guys over here in that close combat. There they are over there. He was able to rally his troops that fled before. They almost fled off the table. I was hoping they would flee off the table so much, but they did. Okay, then my turn. I retaliated, charged into him with the Thunder Tusk. At this point, Saber Tusk. At this point, I'm just trying to keep his unit tied up. So when I do charge that little unit, there won't be anybody there to help out. They'll be too involved in either just turning around after a close combat, or B, locked in combat with my shaft. Here we go. When I attempt to charge I believe he attempts to charge with that middle unit. And I believe they failed, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might be yeah. I move forward like this, just so I can bring all 3 units into a possible charge situation. Yeah, if I can get all 3 in there, they should blast that unit off the board. And then over here, this close combat, I'm surprised that this guy is still there. He killed one of the Tuskers, and the other one's just sitting there. I'm like, wow. He was able to go up against a toughness 6 creature and kill it quite handily. And then the other, he goes against a toughness 4 unit of 2, and he's able to do 3 wounds. Those things happen though, right? So when these guys when his unit turns around over here, he decides he wants to shoot, I believe. Yeah, this combat is still going on. He whiffs again, I believe. This is like turn 4. He's whiffed twice already. I wasn't able to do much with my shooting. I think I was able to kill a couple of guys out of the Immortal unit. And then I was finally able to get charges off. So here we go. I was able to get one of the main units in, my tribals in, with my general in there, and then I was able to get the mercenaries in there with the Lord Fire sorcerer. He was able to do 4 wounds with his cannon, I believe, against the Frost Titan. As long as the Frost Titan is alive, he's still doing what he's still doing what I want him to do. So I'm happy about that. And in this close combat, we got off a few impact hits. We took out some models, and he held because I think they're unbreakable. But I really wanted to just blast that unit off the field, hopefully. They might be stubborn. But I know they're an expensive unit, and taking them out would help tremendously. And as you can see, he moves his unit up on top of the hill in his turn to get them ready to charge in and help out his Immortals. Yep. And in close combat, he starts losing models from the. I decided to use Hellfire attacks with the mercenaries, and so he's losing models slowly but surely. And then the mercenaries go loose, and the Lord goes loose, and they do a bunch of wounds to his Infernals in his turn. Then, in my turn, I decided to go ahead and charge my bruisers in to try to cut off his reinforcements from getting into the close combat and helping his Infernal guy, or getting into a position where I'm in trouble. And the bruisers get in there. The close combat continues in the center. They're able to do one wound on my sorcerer, and they're able to do one wound on the tribesman. And at this point, I'm like, yes, his general is right there in the middle. I'm probably going to be able to get like multiple units in there. All I have to do is kill a few guys, and have them break or just destroyed, and they should vanish, and I'll be able to get these charges off that I need. In his turn, he also charged in his. He charges in his Hell Cannon Light creature. At this point, I have 4 man-eaters there. Well, not man-eaters. 4 mercenaries. I should be able to take this thing out. That thing goes nuts. It kills a bunch of man-eaters. It kills like. It kills 4 or 3 or 4, something like that. Luckily, I was near my general room. They stayed. The Tuskers at the top charged the unit that was there at the far left and broke them, and they ran off the board. I changed facing to go after the general's unit that broke in close combat. And at the bottom, my tribesmen made contact with the unit over here. They were able to, in close combat in my turn, I was able to finally destroy the machine. And at this point, I'm thinking, I should have this in the bag. Then I realized that general's unit has so many characters in it. It's retarded. It has a lot of points in it. And so if I want to take that unit, I need to destroy that unit, break it, and run it down. Kill it. Down here at the bottom, he lost a few. It takes out one of my tribesmen. I was able to do a wound on this general. And this is the final turn, actually. So, if I were able to catch him, then that would have been game. And I missed it by such a small, he rolled a 10 and I rolled a 7. So I wasn't able to catch him. So it ended up being a draw. I had it right in the palm of my hand and blew it with that charge. I'm going to start using the Mark of Lust with pretty much all of my tribesmen. And then that way I'm able to re-roll my overrun distances. But it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. It was a tie game, so it wasn't a loss, but it was a tie. So that continued my record against Infernal Dwarves and the Chaos Dwarf, the Infernal Dwarves, the Chaos Dwarf reincarnation. But I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. I really do. I hope you subscribe, continue to watch as I refine my methods of doing these battle reports. Yeah, I'm still a novice. I'm not the Godfather, but I'm still a novice.